I've just read an article about Meta, the company that Mark Zuckerberg, as the CEO, manages. And I found it interesting, so I want to put that article I read in the description, but also explain why I want to talk about it. Actually, my 40-some years of work with companies are very much about organizational transformation. And two books I wrote, one is more on lean, waste elimination and appreciation of people talent. And the second book was about shop floor management, mini company idea. And the third book actually kind of connect to another dimension, but the whole point of my interest in organization is how to make the flow of information smooth, easy to understand, and make the bottleneck obvious, the key issues obvious, with the idea of glass wall management, so that the symptom of what we call the silo syndrome, that people get locked into their responsibility roles and not be able to communicate with others like customers, suppliers, bankers, and employees. It's very rigid, and for the changes to take place in these days especially, the empowerment and the clarity of management process is very important. So the idea of the mini company and glass wall management and the process control of the whole and finding the blockage, reduce the amount of inventory of information so that things flow smoothly is critical. And those are the two books. And the third book talks about the connection to heart, relating to empowerment and bring out more creativity, plus finding joy at work as we learn how to manage at work, but also to manage our life. And that's the idea of the results from the heart that they published in 2002. And that was the transition, perhaps, over time, that is also related to Zen, awakening, transformation of each individual. So there's always the relationship one to the other, interconnection, Kegon philosophy. And those are the interests that I had. And my background with engineering and business was such that I wanted to find a generic principle to function so that I understand and I can feel fit to work in that process, and that awakening related to like a meditation, a Vipassana, and spiritual orientation result from the heart with Dalai Lama's forward point the direction, except I didn't go much further to talk the individual's case in that book, but everything is related. And the article of Mark Zuckerberg, how he manages, remind me of like Warren Buffett, how he manages his company. Seem like very much self-management oriented for each executives, and the transparency of the key performance indicators and all key information shared, so that the empowerment to utilize the best for each individual in the organization seem to be the way, and less top-down, but more empowerment, but be able to develop such a system kind of resonate me, that is also tied to the individual's case, but also other companies like Warren Buffett company, Berkshire Hathaway, and this article I read talked about the Jensen Huang from Nvidia. And if you think about those high-tech information technology related operations, you need to have that process simple, easy to understand, expose the problem quickly, and go through PDCA of starting with check, act, plan, do. But also Shira Samadhi Panya, ideally. So whole principle that they seem to apply connect to individuals' awakening related to organizations' awakening, and individuals' case is the empowerment of the cells of the body and connection to heart to bring out the wisdom and compassion. So if I stretch this thinking, there's a convergence, I think you may call that, of the company toward that end for more empowerment and less hierarchical structure, and use of the IT and AI related to that. Altman mentioned in today's information I got is that the younger people use the AI more for life's decision making. And that makes total sense. So further down the road, if everybody is empowered to use AI technology and flat organization and transparency, clarity of how we manage, kind of like relating to my life profile idea, make it easy. Everybody become clear as to how the process of growth may take place, and that is related to individuals' transformation, even awakening. And therefore the AI helps us to be awakened to what we really like to do, and all toward then may all beings be happy. So these are the kind of elements that I wanted to capture at least a little bit in this video, kind of reflecting my work and how things happening in the world and the IT and AI, how they can be integrated and have less blockages, more clarity, more empowerment, and ownership of each individual. Not just in the company, which I worked for many years, but also within each to come up with their way of making the life's decision. Same idea, within each of us, the structure is the me and mini-me and the glassful management. And the glassful management may relate to not just to pushing your mind, but have a moment to listen to our heart. That's the empowerment of all the resources we have, Zen Kigen, full utilization of our potential. So I went through quickly a few ideas I thought and I worked on and I'm working on. It may take some generalist view of how the organization functions in the world, but also within for each of us to find empowered, connecting to our heart and body and bring out more wisdom. Just a thought, no conclusion, but ideas and the direction in relation to the growth of humans toward the ideals of may all beings be happy. More utilization of everybody's talent with clarity, less blockages and bottlenecks, and empowerment to achieve this ideal of may all beings be happy. It may be appropriate, just be quiet just envision and how we each may be empowered on our own from the core of our being instead of being blocked, but find a path into the future. May all beings be happy. Thank you.